And from Lagos, everyone, I am Nifemi Oguntoye. This is Beyond 100 Days. You can join the conversation right now on X using the hashtag Beyond 100 Days. Remember to tag at TVC News NG. Governors of the All Progressives Congress have met with President Bola Tinubu inside the presidential villa. The governors arrived at the forecourt of the State House at about 1 p.m., led by Governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma. It's not clear what the agenda of the meeting was, but it could be connected to efforts to shelve the planned nationwide protest and also ensure citizens know what government is doing and the fact that it's pleading for more time to fully implement its policies. In the same vein, the Sultan of Sokoto and Oni of Ife led the traditional rulers to the closed-door meeting with President Bola Tinubu inside the council chambers. And reactions have continued to trail President Tinubu signing into law bills creating two new regional development commissions. The bills are the Northwest Development Commission as well as the Southeast Development Commission. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has commended President Bola Tinubu for signing the Southeast Development Commission bill into law. He commended the president for assenting to the bill, stating that the Southeast region should support Mr. President. He joins me now on the program live from Abuja. Honorable Kalu, thank you for joining us on the program this evening. Let's explore some of the things that we've been reading about you on the papers. You seem to be quite excited about this new move. Of course, you sponsored the Southeast Development Commission bill, so I understand where the excitement is coming with the presidential assent. But what are the actual expectations with addressing systemic issues that relate to regional disparities? Honorable Kalu, I'm asking what the actual expectations are as regards the Southeast Development Commission.
Can you put on this TV? No?
Well, we're going to have to work on that connection and return to that conversation. Stay with us, everyone. Don't go away.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that.
Ahmed Tinubu, do solemnly swear.
Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, thank you for joining us on the program this evening. Deputy Speaker, if you can hear me, you sponsored the Southeast Development Commission bill. It's now an act after it's been assented to by Mr. President. What is the actual expectation for Nigerians in that region, especially in the area of addressing systemic issues in the Southeast? Honorable Kalu, can you hear me?
Thank you very much. As you rightly observed, the bill has become an act, and if you visit the explanatory memorandum of that bill, you will see the I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, please, Honorable.
Can you hear me? All right, like I was saying, in the act you find the explanatory memorandum of that particular piece of legislation, which captured the essence of these legislation. And it was summarized as the Act seeks to establish a commission charged with the responsibility, among other things, to receive and manage funds from allocations of the federal government, federation accounts. I'm having echoes on the phone. I'm hearing myself.
Honorable Kalu, you might have to continue. I can hear you clearly from here.
Well, if that... Okay, thank you very much. So, there was a promise that was made to the southeastern region at the end of the war 54 years ago by the Gowon administration. And one of those was a promise for reconstruction, a promise for rehabilitation, and a promise for reconciliation. And this has not been kept for 54 years. So what this act seeks to do is to look at those promises made and to seek ways to begin to fulfill them in terms of rehabilitation of roads, houses, and other infrastructural damages suffered by the region as a result of the effect of the civil war, and as well as tackle the hydra-headed problem of ecological needs of the area. You know that the South is the headquarters of ecological problems around the world. So this is what it's seeking to do, and to go further, the Act will seek to have the Commission formulate policies and guidelines for the development of the Southeast, conceive, plan, and implement in accordance with the set rules and regulations, and design projects and programs for sustainable development of this particular region, the Southeast. And this includes fields of transportation, fields of health, education, employment, agriculture, industrialization, housing and urban development, water supply, electricity, and communications. And there's a lot of work that this commission is going to do to reintegrate the region to the center, unlike the rumors of marginalization before, which has occasioned a lot of agitation from the area, using series of conflict design approaches, crisis reading approaches. We decided to use the instrument of the legislature to bring a non-kinetic approach towards resolving the problem of the Southeast through legislation. And that is what we have achieved with Mr. President assenting to this. Many never believed that Mr. President was going to assent to this bill, but as a Southeast-loving president, he has taken a bold step that has not been taken by other presidents before him for 54 years. And I want to tell you, the Southeasterners are proud of him. The Southeasterners are happy that the president is a president that is given to fairness, to equity, to balance, to justice. And that is what we feel now in the Southeast, that the desire that has lingered in the hearts of our fathers and our forefathers, looking for when funds will come from Federation account for the purposes of renewing where have been destroyed by civil war, that it will come to pass. We are living and we are beginning to see it. So I want to extend my greetings to Mr. President on behalf of the people of Southeast. This particular approach was tried in the 8th Assembly and the 9th Assembly. It did not go through. But this 10th Assembly, I champion it with the support of others, and Mr. President has given a nod. We are very happy about this.
Let us attempt to address some concerns. It's not the first initiative aimed at addressing regional disparities. The NDDC has faced criticism for ineffectiveness over the years in areas of corruption and what have you. How is this going to be any different?
The experience that have been gotten through the management of NDDC is going to be cured by those who are going to come on board this particular development agency. They will learn from what has happened to NDDC and improve on it. Is NDDC making an impact in the region? The answer is yes. Faced with the bottlenecks of trying to gain speed. But as the day goes by, each administration comes with innovation that improves on what has been achieved by the previous one. And that is exactly what is going to be experienced by this Southeast Development Agency. They are going to look at the areas that NDDC failed and the areas that Northeast Development Commission failed and improve on that. And also leverage their successes. The strategies they use to achieve the successes they've achieved so far, they will improve on that, learn from that, improve on that. So I am very hopeful that this is going to be different because it's coming from the position of the experience of the NDDC, what they have gone through, and improvement on it.
Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, Honorable Kalu. Well, let me just add one more, if we can. You have been talking about you've been calling on Nigerians not to heed the calls for protest, but instead continue to trust in the process. The thing is that, on the contrary, trust isn't something you hand out. It's something you build over time. Do you think this administration has enough trust capital with the people to count on for this request?
If I heard you clearly, you're talking about the protest because the echoes on the phone was a bit disturbing. But if you were talking about the protest, and if the administration is intentional and deliberate in improving the lives of Nigerians, I want to tell you, I'm part of this government, and I want to boldly tell you that we have a president that is intelligent, very intentional, a president that is deliberate with his policies to leave a legacy that will outlive him. A president that is selfless, a president that has a lot of policies that needs time for it to mature, without sounding too supportive to the executive. Remember, the responsibility of the legislature is to oversight them. And when we did our critical analysis of the policies of government, I can assure you we did not find them wanting. But what is lacking is the timeline. The timeline needs patience from Nigerians for it to mature. It will not happen overnight. But is the intention of the policies correct? The answer is yes. My message to Nigerians is that it is actually unfair for you to expect a government of 1 year old to cure the problem of about 16 years that has built over time. Without making a few excuses for the executive, the policies are setting the right foundation for the citizens' needs to be taken care of. But at the same time, it needs time for it to mature. You don't sow today and harvest tomorrow. You sow the seed today, you water it tomorrow, and the next day you start harvesting. So I want to urge the youths, like I've always said, and I've declared on the floor of the parliament. The truth is that your crying and the yearning is correct, but it was not caused by this president. It was not caused by this administration. This president is working day and night to find a way to block the holes, and all we can do is to support him. All we can do is to support this administration and give it time. I can assure you, if we give it time, this will be one of the best presidents that has governed this country. So I urge you, especially the youths, I'm within your demography and I'm between the young and the old by virtue of my age. And I can assure you, if I saw anything wrong in what the president is doing, I will be one of your ambassadors to shout on the rooftop.
Yeah, you.
But I have seen a president that is dedicated to making a change that is impactful. And that is why all of us are supporting. Just look at Southeast. Southeast have been abandoned for 54 years, and now we have been remembered. What justification does this youth of Southeast have to go to the street to protest against a man that has remembered the cry and the yearning of our forefathers. We are going to support him. So there's not going to be any protest from the southeast. We are going to stand with him. We are going to push that at the end of the day, what he intends for our region will be achieved.
Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives.
So I ask the youth, do not protest. Please support the process. Say no to protest. Say yes to process, which includes our policy formulation and implementation.
Well, I doubt if you can hear me, so you might have to mute his mic. Honorable Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, thank you so much for talking to us on the program this evening. Let's move on to other topics now, and it has to do with the unfolding